Good day, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's the 13th of May, and it's been 2 days. Yes, 2 days since these new skins appeared in the Rust store. In this video, we're going to go over their progress after the past 48 hours, and we're going to try and figure out which of these skins is still looking to be a very nice investment, which of these skins very likely will give us some of those delicious profits. Shall we jump straight in? But before we do that, I just want to maintain that you are fully aware with what's potentially on the horizon. Now, of course, we are underway with the likes of the Paris 2023 Major with CSGO, and I keep repeating that a lot of people will be focusing this, a lot of people will be putting their Steam funds towards this. So you might have noticed some Rust skins have started to go down in price. You might have noticed the likes of the weapon barrel. You know, we always like to take a look at the weapon barrel, keep an eye on its price. It's usually a good indicator. If the weapon barrel's down in price, usually the whole economy's down in price. Well, if we just scroll down and look at the recent history, oh, wow, yeah, you can kind of noticeably see that we peaked very nicely in the middle of February, and then we've had a bit of a downward slope. So yes, right now this is only selling for around $12. Could it get lower? Yes, it can. It can. So here's the point I'm trying to get across. Whilst we have all of these very nice skins, and quite a lot of them have sold quite a lot already after only 2 days, we have to understand that when the likes of the sticker capsules for this major have a 75% discount when it's introduced, that's going to be when we probably hit rock bottom. Now, there's also the extra details of summer sale. So, not this, but you can see it right there. Next major Steam sale is the summer sale 2023. That's going to happen at the very beginning, at the very end of June. So in about 6 weeks' time. So I'm under the assumption that the rock bottom prices for Rust skins are going to be happening at some point in June. Because at the very beginning of June, we will see the likes of the 75% discount for all the sticker capsules for this major. And I have repeatedly said that people who are usually invested into Rust are also invested into CSGO. So people are most likely going to be liquidating their skins. That's going to go towards the likes of the cheap discounted sticker capsules. And of course, at some point when the Steam summer sale happens, people are going to sell their stuff to try and get cheap games. That is to be expected. We shouldn't be surprised by this at all. So now that we've got all of that out of the way, you will probably understand now that every skin we see here, if you're looking at this with a financial perspective and you're trying to make a profit out of all of these, you probably just want to stick with doing a buy order. I know that has a lot of context to throw at you, and I have given you the warnings. I have explained how this was all going to go down, and it's routine. This exact same scenario all played out at the exact same time at the beginning of May onwards throughout the whole summer with Antwerp 2022, the Antwerp 2022 CSGO Major. So let's start talking about the likes of the Redemption Thompson. Guys, this has got a lot of interest. Clearly, a lot of people really do like it. And hopefully on the horizon, Mr. Slanosta will keep making some more redemption skins. And it's not like he hasn't. He has been trying for quite some time. He did quite recently have his redemption MP5. And of course, he did also make an M249. I have reason to believe he will be continuing this with the surprise appearance of the Redemption Thompson, which is a bit of a surprise because for the past 3 weeks, we've had Thompson. And for the likes of the Twitch rivals, which will be starting in 3 days' time, we're going to have 2 Thompson drops. Bit awkward. Quite a lot of Thompsons in such a short amount of time. But overall, we're only about halfway in comparison to last year's amount of Thompson skins. So last year we had 9. This year so far we've had 5. 5 marketable ones. But do you notice a bit of a problem here? They're all starting to go down in price a fair bit. But don't worry so much. You might sit there and say, oh no, it's the end of the world. Please don't forget that weird thing with Thompson skins. For some strange reason, they always have low quantity on the Steam market. So yeah, you might sit there and say, "Oh no, it's below $2." I mean, well, like 4 of them slightly are. Do you understand that? Don't panic over 4 skins. You know. What about the tier 3 Thompson? Oh no, it's going down. No, well, there's only 61, and there's just one guy there selling 13. You know. Times are getting bad now, right? Times are getting bad. We've had quite a lot of Thompson skins appear in such a short amount of time. As time progresses, when, things patch up and, we have some good times again in the future, maybe around August time, and of course, always post-Christmas time, that'll easily go back up in price. We've talked about this many, many, many times, so as long as we don't see tons of Thompson skins, let's hope we don't see a Thompson skin for the rest of this month at the very least. Or some, I guess you could say. I still think they're going to hold up and still do nicely towards the very end of this year. So my answer to you is no need to panic. Just leave it as it is. This Redemption Thompson, compared to all of those other Thompson skins that have come out this year, this one's shiny, sleek. Not everybody's going to like it, but this is definitely going to be favourable to a lot of people. And when we see a lot more people playing Rust again, which at the moment isn't super great, you know, but then again, this is understandable because people are at work, kids are at school, people are doing exams. When that's all finished and wrapped up, and when people are out of school and whatnot, we will see some more people playing, and hopefully we'll see certain skins getting a lot more appreciation. That usually happens a lot post-Christmas time. But again, as I said, August is usually when we see another nice jump up in prices, or at the very least, I call it normalising, because if we're going through the bad times, when everything patches back up again, it's usually August time. Anyway, so Redemption Thompson, you're still looking okay, but you're also abnormal. We have that advantage. So at the very least, with this skin, I would like to do my buy orders first, look at the support for it, then I would make a consideration as to whether I want to buy it or not. That's me looking at it with the financial perspective, me playing it safe. This is usually how it goes, especially during these times, because by default, I look at all of these skins, and I do worry that at some point, all of these skins will be below the Rust price at some point. Even I noticed that. But I know as time goes on, in the longer term, it will be all right for some of these skins. So Redemption Thompson, out of all of these, it's still the best skin to put your money towards if you had to. All right? All good. Let's now move on to likes of the Day and Night Armored Door. So I didn't properly allude to this, you know, I wasn't very 100% clear with what I was saying when I first talked about the Day and Night Armored Door. So I have mentioned quite recently that Facepunch have been very open about their analytics, and, well, basically, I went with the assumption that the reason we're not seeing so many single armored doors being accepted so far this year is because they're just not being used that much in game. And what I alluded to, but didn't really actually straight up say, was if that is the case, will that actually maintain its price? Do you know what I mean? If people aren't going to be using it that much, will the value even stay? You know? Last year we did have quite a lot of them being accepted, and that caused a bit of a problem. But this is only the second armored door skin to be accepted this year. It's not got any major direct competition, I guess you could say. But in terms of options, there's definitely options on the Steam market, 100%. This is a $2.49 skin. Whilst it does look nice, the amount of sales that we've seen so far, yeah, this looks like it's going to end up with 25,000 sales. In fact, this is definitely something I've been... Actually, I'll leave it for a conclusion. I got something I want to mention, and we'll go over that. We can go over it for all the previous 48-hour analysis videos. You just wait, I'll explain. But yeah, again, this is abnormal. We could do our buy orders first, then consider how we're going to approach this afterwards. But I get the feeling this has probably got too many purchases compared to actual genuine demand, and I wouldn't be surprised if it goes below its Rust price. So I'm just looking at this in the vein of, are single armored doors even being used enough for this to really hold its value? And I kind of worry that no, it isn't. So we're just going to leave that for now, all right? I'd rather do my buy orders first on Wednesday night, going into Thursday morning, and then I'll consider making a purchase. Cool looking door, it's had a lot of purchases, but is this genuine demand? I don't think so. We'll move on to the likes of the Rainbow Pony L96. So this is a fairly notable collection. I mean, yeah, look at it. It's goofy. And most of these skins are actually in the positive. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Some of them not so much. So this is a bit of a problem. I can see the collection as a whole is doing well. But when we look at L9 skins... Anyway, sorry, I had like a hiccup there as I said it. I'm not trying to make a joke, it's not a skit. Anyway, so... You might notice by default that there are a lot of L96 skins that just aren't doing very well, but a lot of them are very plain and not very interesting. We can easily point that out. And yeah, No Mercy had stupidly high amounts that were bought, so that's the anomaly in its own right. So this has got 13,000 sales after 2 days, but it is bright, it's colourful, it's goofy, and you know what? This is the Evil Snowman L96, always rises up in price for Christmas. This is the only glow-in-the-dark L96, so that's always doing well. And this is part of the Blackout collection. By default... So, maybe This is going to be more like the Blackout L96, part of a notable collection. Lots of people, if they were to use this skin, they're very likely going to use one that stand out. Well, this one right here is very standout. It is literally a pony that is barfing rainbows. Does that sound... Again, bright, colourful, goofy. I think this, at the very least, as time goes on, it very likely will be kind of just sitting around its restore price. Maybe a little bit below, maybe a little bit up. I just would rather do a buy order. That would probably be a $1.50 buy order for me at the moment. That's what I'm currently thinking. Sales do matter. Most of those L96 skins had around 15,000 sales each, and most of them are in the negative. The likes of the Blackout and the Glow in the Dark one had 20,000 plus, so yeah. I'm looking at that thinking $1.50 buy order. That's what I'm currently thinking. We'll move on to the likes of the toolbox. Silly, funny idea. It's part of a very loose collection. You can see them all here because this is the only skins Jeeba has had accepted. But, alright, I will stick with this. When it's post-Christmas time, all small boxes usually are in the positive. We did see that 3 months ago. Every single one will end up in the positive, most likely. Some of them probably won't. I'm talking maybe like most, just a few. But the vast majority of them will be in the positive. And now we got this goofy design. Now, will a lot of people appreciate the goofy design? I don't think so. But as time goes on, will this probably do all right? Maybe. That's a hard maybe. Would I rather just do a buy order? Yes, this is abnormal. It's already got 11,000 sales. A lot of the most recent ones, well, actually, if I just look at all the ones that came out this year, if we could just go take a look, here we are. So that's actually still doing good. I'm surprised. It's very gimmick towards Easter, but maybe it's because it glows in the dark. Maybe. But anyway, with what we have here, just over 10,000 sales. This had 32,000 sales, but this is part of a notable collection. It's tempered, so we give that one, you know, a bit of leeway. But yeah, this has already got over 10,000 sales after 2 days, and it's already kind of surpassed quite a lot of these already in terms of sales. I'm a little bit worried in regards to that. I think this has probably had too many sales. Probably going to end up with about 16,000 sales. Buy order. Yeah, buy order first. It's abnormal, then we'll make considerations, but I think you could just probably stick with maybe like a $1.20 buy order or something and you'll still pick them up. So, yeah. Got to remember those rock bottom times. June, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes below its restore price. Toy Crossbow is very unique, bright and colourful. It is an interesting design, you know, obviously to match up with its silly toy aesthetic, but you know what? I can see a lot of people appreciating it. I was very conflicted when I first saw this. I'm still a fair bit conflicted, but with only around 8,500 sales so far, this is probably going to end up with maybe 14,000 sales in total. I think this would actually be an okay thing. Again, I'd rather do a buy order, but I still think as time goes on, this will actually do quite nicely in the future. It's unique, it's interesting, it's goofy, but you know what? Quite a lot of people do appreciate goofy, so yeah, alright, we'll stick with that. Maybe it's going to just be a fairly strong buy order. At the moment, in terms of actual purchases, not so sure. Tier 3 SAR. Right, so the tier collection is, you know, progressing quite nicely in terms of getting acceptances, but yeah. Well, it is mostly green. It's got that red tip. Remember that little talk we had in regards to the Arctic Skull SAR fairly recently, where it was mostly white? Oh, that's right there. It's not holding up its value, it seems, unfortunately. But the main point I'm trying to talk about is, when we see a lot more people playing, when loads of people are invested into Rust all over again, will you see the likes of that going up in price? A lot of people might immediately see, it's green camouflage with a red tip. That's kind of what I was going to allude to. I don't think it's going to really make that much of a difference. I'll be honest with you. This is definitely looking like just a buy order type of situation. Sorry. I talk a lot, I yawn. I can't help that. 10,000 sales maybe. Yeah. It might just be a $1 buy order type of situation. So I'm just going to leave that. Yeah, it's probably just going to be a $1 type of situation. With the likes of the Diablo Eoka, it's 70 cents to 90 cents. Eoka skins, newer Eoka skins, they do not hold their value. They are not good investments. So let's just Yeah, I've seen it more than enough. People just don't seem to care about newer Eoka skins. And now we've got the likes of the toy gloves. And I am on the fence on this. I mentioned it during my predictions video. Yeah, the toy collection, it's a very bright armor set. It stands out a lot more. You know what? There are some goofy people that do like to stand out. Is it helpful? No, but some people just don't care. So let's just kind of get the ball rolling. Road sign gloves, if it is part of a collection, they tend to do very nicely. In fact, if I were to look at the lowest prices right now, only one of them is below $1. Okay. Well, I mean, by default, as I mentioned, we are entering those bad times right now, and only one of these is below $1. This is 99 cents. As of now, it's the lowest selling skin. Could this easily, potentially just gradually rise up in price? Could we, with the random surprise of seeing toy collection being accepted this week, will we see another attempt at the hoodie and pants? It's up to Little Ranger. It's up to Little Ranger. So you might not be fully aware, but toy hoodie and pants was submitted back in the summer of 2022. Could he make a version 2, and will it be accepted? If it does, yeah, all of that toy collection is definitely going to spike in price, 100%. So that will definitely be a positive. Have people been asking him, hey, Little Ranger, are you going to make hoodie and pants again? Let's see. No one's actually asked it just yet. Maybe you need to do so. But we'll see. By default, as I mentioned, times are good. That very likely will be holding its value. Clearly, it doesn't have that many purchases in excess. So, yeah. Again, this is more like a bond. You buy it, it'll hold its value, and at some point when you need to get your money back again, you sell it, you probably get a little bit of profit, and you will get all your money back. Road sign gloves tend to be fairly alright in regards to that. So, yeah, I mean, if you had to buy something, that would be perfectly fine to buy, I'd say. But in terms of massive profits, probably not. No. So yeah, very awkward this week, but as I wanted to address in the first few minutes that everything isn't looking super great in the near future. And here's the hypothesis I was alluding to when I was talking about the likes of the day and night armored door. I am led to believe after the first 2 days, 50% of sales have already happened. And then you could project that the likes of the Redemption Thompson will now end up with about 30,000 sales, because over the course of the next 5 days, 50% of this is probably going to go over maybe to around 32,000 sales. Because I'm led to believe in the first 2 days, everyone who's playing the game and actively, enjoying the skins, this is like more like the genuine demand. But over the course of these next few days, it's all going to be excess purchases and whatnot. So, yeah, that's a hypothesis that's been in my head for quite some time. Is it okay to work with? Well, we've got to keep track of everything from here on now. So this is what I've said. This is what we'll have to keep an eye on. So would the likes of these toy gloves end up with about 7,500 to 8,000 sales? Probably. Will this end up with about 32,000 plus sales? Probably. Will this end up with around maybe 25,000 sales? Probably. We've got to keep an eye on that. So yeah, awkward situation, not super fun, but there is one thing that I wanted to show off to you, because I did allude to this earlier. Antwerp 2022 was exactly last year. Well, the Dragon Rage Kilt literally came out just as the tournament started last year for the Antwerp tournament, and I just want to show you something. Now, we only care about the 2022 time. We don't care about the recent time, but I just want you to kind of get a good idea of how likely our economy, the Rust economy, is going to pave throughout this year. Prices go down during May and June, and then it gradually rises up for August. And it goes down towards September, October, and we hit the very beginning of November, and then prices start to rise. And then we hit post-Christmas, and then prices reach very high prices. This is this kind of perfectly represents what I'm expecting for this year. Just get a good look at that. So, yeah, that's what I'm expecting for 2023 as well. Things might be different. Probably. Nothing is ever a guarantee. But we can always learn from the past and try our best to figure these things out. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to get your money nice and ready and prepare for making some purchases? I'm sure you will. please don't forget, prices should be okay in August time. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for watching me. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. Catch you later. Bye.